The mech action game Project Nimbus showed us a lot of promise with its systems and design. Further, the dedication to providing a fast action arcade-like mech experience didn't go unnoticed by fans of the genre. Nimbus Infinity acts as a refined follow-up that focuses on creating a story that heightens the stakes of the action experience. While the brilliance and beauty of mech battles shine through during every mission, it still manages to only scrape the surface of this genre's full potential. Before we get into the review, we'd like to thank our Patreon supporters for making this possible. Please take a second to check out patreon.com/noisypixel to support independent game journalism. Nimbus Infinity puts you in the role of an ordinary delivery boy named Tayo. He doesn't seem too happy about his current state of life, but that all gets overshadowed when he discovers a crashed battle frame and 2 female pilots. Following this encounter, enemies attack, and his instincts lead him to pilot the mech. Although unfamiliar with what's going on, he joins a group of fighters to battle against the central CFN government. There's a rather interesting narrative that plays out across each mission, but the developers don't make it completely necessary. After the opening scenes, you can navigate a ship and talk to some of the other characters, or just start the next mission. If you don't speak to the crew, you'll miss out on the deeper context of the state of the planet and the next mission, which could really harm the overall experience this sequel has to offer over its predecessor. That said, the writing is rather surface level and kinda tough to follow at times. The UI itself has no interactive features, so you don't know if you have autoplay on or not. Still, there is voice acting that may not win any awards, but I found it to be a nice touch for the price of the game. However, even with the added story elements, Nimbus Infinity fails to create a true rival for its early moments. I recall the opening of Zone of the Enders that sets up someone to hate and a reason to fight, but here, you're more or less following orders until a boss-type character appears during a mission. There are a few cool fights that are matched up in the later missions, but they carry little substance to the overall plot. The most significant feature of gameplay, though, are the mech battles. Before a mission, you can customize the loadout and change the colors of your mech. The customization is a bit basic, and you're given a variety of weapons to choose from the very beginning. I do wish there was a training mode available to get a quick preview of the weapons in action, because sometimes I didn't like the guns I equipped, but I was stuck with them for the mission. Mission objectives vary, and by that I mean some are very fast and fun, while others slow things down a bit. The objectives are clearly marked on the map, but the levels get pretty big, so sometimes I found myself in the wrong area. Regardless, the tutorials happen rather quickly, but they give the basics of your arsenal and movement options. I found the control layout to be rather intuitive, with options to change to the first person. Still, I enjoyed the more arcadey experience, so I didn't need the immersion of being in the cockpit. While the speed of this game is high, I wish there was better sound effects given to the thrusters. There are 3 different modes to choose from for your mech: offense, defense, and speed. They do change your overall performance, and I found myself switching them often depending on the situation. One standout element of gameplay is the level design that takes place across a variety of themes. However, their size is remarkable to allow for some tense high-stakes fights against some of the stronger mechs. It's just really damn fun swiftly moving through the sky while firing at an approaching enemy. The graphics complement the experience as a whole, and playing on max settings and 4K resolution shows off the game's true strengths. One thing missing, I feel, are proper melee options. There is a punch, but you'll rarely have a chance to use it. I would have liked more options for close quarter combats, but the missions don't exactly call for that. I just thought it would be cool. One standout feature is the soundtrack, which really ramps up during some of the more emotional story scenes and battles. Raising the difficulty really challenges the overall experience and tests your understanding of evasion and enemy movement. That said, the available actions are missing some limited desperation attacks that clear out surrounding enemies at the press of a button. I just wanted to see some cool animations though. Nimbus Infinity shows significant improvement when compared to its predecessor. The speed of the action fuels this experience, but mission pacing remains questionable. Still, the characters and story elements give players a reason to care. I mean, as if you needed any reason to jump into a mech and rain bullets on waves of enemies. Noisy Pixels giving Nimbus Infinity a 7 out of 10. Thanks for watching. This video is brought to you by our supporters on Patreon. Noisy Pixel is run by a group of gamers providing independent gaming coverage through news, reviews, previews, and more. Check out our Patreon to help support our continued growth, and subscribe to keep up with all our future content.
Noisy Pixel.